Shedeur Sanders is surprising place on Browns' depth chart. Per former NFL WR, the Cleveland Browns have a crowded quarterback room with Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dillon Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders all competing to be the starter for the 2025 season. The Browns also have a diverse group of QBs, as Flacco is 40 years old and has been in the NFL since 2008, while Pickett is 27 and is entering his fourth year in the league. Then there are the rookies, Gabriel and Sanders, who are coming off of impressive college careers. Former Pro Bowl receiver T.J. Houshmandzadeh recently shared on the Nightcap podcast what he is hearing about the Browns' quarterback competition. Houshmandzadeh says that it is currently a two-player race and that Shedeur Sanders isn't one of the two. I was told from somebody that's in the building that ain't a player. It's really coming down to Kenny Pickett or Dillon Gabriel, Houshmandzadeh said. That's what I was told. But now, when you get the reports that Shedeur is completing 7 out of 9 passes, like, is it against the starters or is it against the 3S and 4S, the guys that are going to get released? So it seems impressive when you see the graphic, but is it really impressive if it's not against the starters or guys that are going to be on the team? You don't know how they're dividing up the reps, and it's virtually impossible with the amount of snaps. There are reports out there that Sanders has performed well in his opportunities thus far, but training camp has yet to begin, and the quarterback battle will likely be decided then and throughout the preseason. Of course, with 4 quarterbacks competing for a starting job, it can be hard for everyone to get reps. If Pickett and Gabriel are indeed out front, it would be difficult for Shedeur Sanders and Joe Flacco to make up ground with limited opportunities. There ain't enough reps. I don't think people understand, man. So you've got a 4-way battle for quarterback, Houshmandzadeh said. If it's a 4-man competition, like, how can you do it? Like Kenny Pickett, Flacco, Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur, it's not enough reps. There's not enough reps in the practice. I wish 2 guys would get the majority of the reps one day, then 2 guys get the majority of reps. And like, I don't know how this is a fair competition. Finally, Houshmandzadeh said that, in his opinion, the Browns should go with a young quarterback this season, either Shedeur Sanders or Dillon Gabriel, and find out if they already have the quarterback of the future on their roster. I don't get it. I don't know what Cleveland is doing. He said, I know the coaching staff don't agree with it, but I'm going with one of the rookies. Whether it's Dillon Gabriel or Shedeur, Flacco's a hell of a quarterback. He's a real good dude, but he ain't your quarterback of the future. Kenny Pickett, I seen you playing in Pittsburgh. You ain't the quarterback. I'm coming with one of the young guys to see what they can do, and if they can't do it, we're going to draft one of these franchise quarterbacks in the draft coming out next year. When Shedeur Sanders declared for the NFL draft, many believed he'd be a first-round pick, maybe even the future face of a franchise. After all, he's the son of NFL legend Deion Sanders, the electric Colorado QB with a reputation for calm under pressure, a sharp football IQ, and laser-like precision. But the league had other plans. Shedeur slipped into the later rounds, scooped up by the Cleveland Browns, an organization as chaotic at quarterback as a snowstorm in Lake Erie. Now, fast forward to summer workouts in Berea, Ohio. The Browns' depth chart is a crowded highway. You've got Deshaun Watson, an injured but still the presumed franchise man, Kenny Pickett, a recycled starter from Pittsburgh, Joe Flacco, a Super Bowl MVP turned mentor, and Dillon Gabriel, another rookie with dual threat upside. And there, somewhere near the bottom, you find Shedeur Sanders, 5th string, forgotten by some, underrated by others, but not by everyone. According to former NFL wide receiver James Jones, if Shedeur gets even one preseason game to show what he did at Colorado, the conversation is going to shift real quick. A bold claim, considering Sanders is currently running behind 3 quarterbacks who've already started NFL games. But when you watch him throw, listen to him speak, and watch how teammates gravitate toward him, you start to see what Jones sees. There's something simmering in the background, a quiet fire, the calm before the storm. The Browns' training camp resembles more of a quarterback carousel than a cohesive plan. Watson's still not throwing at full strength. Pickett's accuracy is hit or miss. Flacco brings experience but no long-term upside. Gabriel's raw. Yet Sanders, he's all focus. Observers described him as the first to arrive, last to leave type. He's not complaining, not flashing his father's name around. He's studying, throwing crisp passes and warm-ups, asking coaches for extra film, absorbing the NFL playbook like he's been here for years. I know where I am on the depth chart, Sanders said in a post-practice media scrum, but I also know what I bring to the table. I've been underestimated before. That may be the understatement of the year. Sanders posted over 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns at Colorado despite playing behind a sieve of an offensive line. He made clutch throws, extended plays with subtle pocket movement, and stayed composed while being sacked more than any Power 5 quarterback. He was the definition of poised. Old eyes see new talent. James Jones isn't the only former NFL player singing Shedeur's praises. LaShawn McCoy, now a talk show analyst, said Sanders reminds him of a young Tom Brady. Not the arm, but the attitude. Lock in. No nonsense. That's lofty company, and it's easy to dismiss as media hyperbole until you remember Brady once sat behind Drew Bledsoe and other depth chair placeholders too. The NFL often gets it wrong early before it gets it right late. Just ask Kurt Warner or Dak Prescott or Brock Purdy. When asked directly about the crowded room in Cleveland, Jones didn't mince words. Pickett and Gabriel are fine, but they don't have Shedeur's ceiling. If I'm a coach and I want the guy who can lead my team for the next 10 years, I'm betting on Sanders.